So moving on to our next presenter. So Paul Morris from Civic Engineers is going to talk about their experiences of engaging with stakeholders, particularly through some SUDS work that they've done in Manchester and a recent Manchester SUDS safari that they ran in the city. So over to you, Paul.
Thanks, Emma. If you just bear with me a second while I try and share screen. Is that working?
Perfect.
Brilliant, thank you. So my name's Paul Morris. I'm a director of a practice called Civic. We're essentially a team of built environment professionals. We do a lot of work for local authorities and private developers, and a significant amount of the work that we do is about bringing nature into the urban environment. So I was just going to run through a few of our previous projects and then look at some more recent work that we've done alongside Johnny, implementing some of the nature-based solutions across the Greater Manchester area using the United Utilities funding, and then move on to some of the work we're doing with the local authorities in terms of engagement and design guidance. So I think we originally, we've been advocating for nature-based solutions, or certainly what we referred to previously as SUDS, surface water management, in the urban environment since around 2010. And that led to us co-authoring the SUDS in London guidance in November 2016. So there's quite a lot of heritage there in terms of the work that we've done. And we've built quite a portfolio of work focused around nature in the urban environment. This is one of the projects that we've done for a developer over in Leeds. We've been working on this for around 10 years. It's the Climate Innovation District. So this is an incredible development that if anyone's over in Leeds, I'd definitely encourage you to go and have a look. But it's all focused around sustainability and climate resilience. Situa, the developer, manufacture their own homes on site to passive house principles, and the whole landscape is designed essentially as a big sponge. So this kind of demonstrates the extremes you can go to in terms of that nature-based solutions approach when you've got a new development and a very willing client to work with. This is one of our projects that we've recently implemented in Altrincham, that we did use the Green Recovery Fund to contribute towards some of the SUDS that we've implemented here. But this is, so we've been working in Altrincham probably for around 10 years. It was previously described as a ghost town and was one of the lowest performing towns in the country. Around 10 years ago, we developed a public realm strategy in conjunction with the local authority and the landscape architect. And we've been implementing phases of that strategy over the last decade. And this was the most recent phase. So we've been advocating and trying to convince Trafford Council to incorporate nature in a significant way into the public realm for that period. We've taken them on study trips to Sheffield and other places. And I think through that process, they've become more and more comfortable and confident that implementing nature in the town could have a really positive effect. And I think in combination with the United Utilities Green Recovery funding becoming available, this final, or this most recent phase, we've managed to incorporate these SUDS that you can see here into Regent Road. So we've, as part of the wider strategy, we've reversed the traffic flow, taking it down to a one-way vehicular route. So we've been able to reclaim space there to introduce the active travel infrastructure alongside those rain gardens. And so we're kind of ticking all these boxes and dealing with all these issues in one hit in terms of active travel, climate resilience, creating a beautiful street, encouraging people to walk and cycle, reducing traffic in the town. And there is actually another phase that's ongoing at the moment that's under construction, which is very focused on implementation of SUDS to manage the surface water flooding issues in the town. Stretford Kingsway, this is another scheme where we've worked closely with Johnny and the team at United Utilities. The images at the top here are what it was previously. Essentially, it was a very traditional dual carriageway. It's right in the heart of Stretford town centre. It's a completely out of scale piece of infrastructure. And what we've done in very high level terms is reclaim one of those carriageways and created a linear park that you can see on the images at the bottom here. We've incorporated the active travel infrastructure. We've got the rain gardens that manage up to 70% of the runoff from the street now. We've got sun lounges, lots of play equipment, and we've really engaged and connected the existing communities to the north of the town centre back into the town centre and Stretford Moor, which is a new development in its own right. So some huge holistic benefits there, with the nature-based solutions being very key to that. You can see some images here of the rain gardens with the play on the way and the seating and other features within the landscape. A really, really impactful project for Stretford and the local community. Off the back of that work, we've been developing with the Greater Manchester Combined Authority and Transport for Greater Manchester this Sustainable Drainage Design Guide. This is now published, it's available on the website, and essentially TFGM are now advocating that nature should form a part of any of the projects that they're bringing forward or that they're funding. So it aligns very much with the active travel conversation that was happening in the chat there. We realised early on that it wasn't we couldn't just publish a document, have it online, and expect people to understand and follow the guidance. So what we've since done with Transport for Greater Manchester is a series of sud safaris. We've had teams from all the local authorities out on site looking at the projects on the ground in Altrincham and Stretford, seeing the impact that we've delivered and talking through some of the perceived complexity and the details and how this infrastructure can actually be delivered. And I think it's given the technical officers and the LLFAs and the planning officers a lot of comfort in that this is really quite straightforward to implement alongside other infrastructure projects. So we had lots of positive feedback and lots of engagement through that process. And you can see here there's some further images of the scheme in Altrincham. We've had 2 safaris so far. I think we've had about 40 officers in total. And actually off the back of that, a lot of the local authority officers are saying they want to do it themselves and they want to take people to see the nature-based solutions that they've implemented in Oldham and Salford and Wigan. So it's kind of spiraled and it's created quite a good network and a bit of interest and excitement across the Greater Manchester region. This is my last slide. I just wanted to touch on something that's been in the press recently. I can't claim any involvement at all. This is a Manchester City Council initiative called Cyan Lines, which is looking to essentially link up and enhance 100 miles of green and blue infrastructure across the city. I just wanted to touch on this because something that we are doing as kind of a group of industry professionals is trying to engage with grassroots companies that promote and deliver green infrastructure to try and provide a bit of a bottom-up element to this kind of Cyan Lines initiative. There's a big strategy in place and very much supported by industry and Manchester City Council, but we're very keen to engage, like I say, those grassroots organisations just to make sure that there's that community element to this initiative as well. So keen, obviously, to talk to you all about how we could get involved in that a little bit more. So that's my last slide, I think. Let me stop sharing so I can see everybody again.